Michael Nauer. And we'd also like to bring on stage Mr. Charlie Hanna. We also have with us today Van Vollen.
Yes.
Okay, and Ron Moore. Thank you all for joining us today. My Dutch is not so great.
How are you? It's quite loud.
So we're all very happy to have you here. And I wanted to ask my first question about Papillon and the legacy that precedes it. So you have a memoir that the original book is based on, and so many source materials. How did you find your vision for this film, or your version?
Well, I think none of us here on stage would have wanted to make the film if it was only based on copying something. And I think if it wasn't the fact that it was used to be a real prison, doesn't exist anymore, and real people living there, I think we made it because it truly is the story of a lot of men. So no matter what, for us, it comes in between, because prisons like this still exist, and yeah, that's what intrigues us simply.
And so for you guys, and the cast and the roles that preceded you, how did you draw your inspiration to make your mark on this film?
I mean, for me, it was a little bit of a battle to wrap my head around this. When it initially was brought up, I grew up on the book primarily, the film secondarily, but of course the film, I am very conscious of how it was, very well revered and beloved classic. And so that made me a little bit nervous, and so they said, "Would you like to do this?" Fuck no. And and then they went and offered it to another actor, and he said yes. And I thought, fuck, because I love this dude. Like, I think he's fantastic, and I thought I made a big mistake here. And then he wasn't able to do it because he had a scheduling problem. And I said, okay, now me and Michael need to sit down. So I flew to New York to sit down with Michael, and we both told each other we only had a couple of hours, but both found out that was all bullshit. Actually, we had the full day. We ended up spending the whole day together. But what became most important about it was both of our, this unity we felt in the desperation about the trajectory that American incarceration was going on. We've pretty much completely privatized American prisons at this point and monetized them. And I became aware of this the first time because my financial advisor advocated that I invest in prisons. Now you have to understand that prisons, the value of those bonds rise and fall due to the efficiency of the commodity. So for a prison to be very profitable, it needs to be at full capacity. We've been talking all day. So it needs to be at full capacity, and so you see it's a rigged game. And it's an incredibly safe and profitable investment. And I was told this, and I was absolutely fucking I just was distraught by the reality that we were collectively allowing this to happen. And then Michael and I got very excited about this, and we thought that French Guiana Prison Colony was designed exactly to be an industry like that. So we thought it was a smart way, a subversive way to talk about something contemporary through a historic story.
Absolutely, and that's what makes this film, I think, so profound. So thank you for bringing that conversation.
So I just blew off 15 minutes of all right. Adios, muchachos.
Yeah, I'm still, it took us a really long time to get over that Tobey Maguire had a scheduling problem.
Let's talk a little bit about.
Do you guys have anything you want to ask us? Because we're just...
Lady was actually really fast. Yeah. Come on here.
Oh, wow.
Like this. Oh, Charlie! Questions.
Wendy or Colleen are here, I'm Shelley. Hi. And we're going to be out tonight at the premiere, but I got stuck in traffic.
So the scenes speak over there.
It was more of a lovely anecdote than a question.
But no, that's like just stand here, that's good, and you can admire Charlie or any other questions? Yeah.
Yes, let's do it.
I'll
We got to the question, and the question was, can we take a selfie?
This is getting out of control.
We'll be really quick. We have a question from our audience here.
So this was a question for me? Yeah, you get the admirers, I get all the questions.
The question
Yeah,
was,
this is how did I prepare for the role? No, it was, now how did you prepare for the role? How did you prepare for the role? How was it to work with Charlie? Well, to work with Charlie, it's all about trying to break down Charlie. Not that you're not good at doing that yourself, but I think for us it was a great experience to actually create an environment where you could actually walk around. You could have the enjoyment of being together with Roland. You could have Jurek. You know, the whole movie is just about trying to break Happy. And Charlie, you know, in almost a masochistic way, slept and stayed in the isolation cell. So really for a director, it's almost like reacting like you. It's like just, you know, turn on the camera and see what happens. That's the kind of thing I like. And then we, of course, did a lot of preparations. But how did you prepare for the role? What's a question from over here?
I mean, there's a lot of great source material. I mean, obviously, Henri Charrier's Papillon, but there's also an incredible book by René Belbenois called The Dry Guillotine, whereas Charrier was more interested in the sort of masculinity and adventure and heroicism of surviving in that environment and trying to escape. What Belbenois was really interested in was documenting the day-to-day experience of living in that environment. So I found myself just reading that book a lot and just trying to synthesize the reality of being in that environment to try to, you know, open up your heart to go on the journey. I mean, what was most important in this film was the relationship that evolves between Degar and Happy. And so what I really was just trying to do was keep my heart open to Degar as much as possible and allow that thing to evolve. And it was really wonderful working with Michael because he really facilitated that in shooting the film sequentially as much as possible. So we were able to just like let it grow authentically. No, honestly, it was the other way around. Like, if anybody was brutalizing anyone, it was me brutalizing Mike. Like, I'm a motherfucker when I work, you know? I was hungry, and I was working long hours and taking on a lot of responsibility. And occasionally, it does not make me as magnanimous as I am right now today when I'm well-fed and having a nice time. So if anything, it was me brutalizing Michael. I'm sorry, Michael.
No, it's fine. I'm used to having Roland brutalizing me in movies, so it's nice to see the change of scenery. So I get one day every second year where there's a bit of glamour, and the rest of all the days is just one big humiliation, you know, on set. But that's how it is to make movies, and that's also how you collect you know, you get friends like Harvey and Degar and so forth. You know, we have to go through a bit of trouble to find each other. So I don't know how much.
Yeah, I just want to say something about it because don't underestimate it. This guy ate like 2 carrots a day for months. No, I'm serious. And you know, when you come to set in the morning, he would have slept the night in that cell. So it's not. I just wanted to get it out.
Thank you.
Okay, let's take one more question from the audience.
I have a question.
Gentleman over there.
I think you have a really good balance of excitement and then the desolation of the action. It was very well balanced, excitement and
Yeah, so, okay, character and plot, and there was a good review down here. So I'm just going to repeat it. Good balance between character, plot, and the excitement, right? Tears and laughs, that's very good. Any other good reviews or questions? No bad reviews. Only good reviews. Who's fast?
Over here.
That was a scary face, so no more freaks. No more Charlie freaks.
Let's get a
What
question.
question?
Questions?
Okay.
Yeah. Here. Let's get.
The hardest thing to do Being away from my kids.
Oh, that was. No, that, I mean,
That's my answer.
yeah.
So I have a question. Can I ask one question to Michael?
Oh, okay, sorry. Wait, let me ask you a question.
How much of the stunts did you do and how much you did? Like,
You do
Did you do all the stunts? I didn't do the jump.
Is there anything else I didn't do?
Oh, you did almost all your.
I think I did everything but the jump, pretty much.
But he ran up to the cliff. I mean, that's kind of dangerous as well.
Thank God he didn't run like that.
Okay, we can do one more quick one.
Maybe one in the back. Like,
Over here.
Wait, yeah.
Okay, see this gentleman on the aisle here? Yep. So the question was, did you have to lose weight for this role, or did you, what physical grueling tasks did you have to do to prepare for this role?
So I had finished, came out for 185 pounds, and I went right into shooting The Lost City of Z, a film that had also come out this year with James Gray directing. And I lost 45 pounds during the process of shooting that film in the 10 weeks. And then I had about 8 months off, and I started doing this film, and I'd probably got to about 170 pounds again. And I implemented exactly the same diet, was just as disciplined about it, but my body didn't react the same way. So it was very difficult for me to lose the weight this time, which I think it contributed to my lack of grace on set at times. But I was very hungry and very happy most of the time. But you know, we did it for 10 weeks, and there's a responsibility that it's just inherent in playing somebody that existed and endures tremendous hardship. And you know, people have asked me about like staying in solitary, which was just a few days at the end of the film, and I thought, God, if I can't spend a couple days in solitary and give up food for a couple days, I really don't deserve to play this guy that endured it for 10 years. So, like, whatever hardship we endured paled in comparison to the men that we were trying to bring to life in Sweden.
I think you did an absolute justice.
Thank you all.